And welcome back into the Redhawk Report here on KXSU 102.1, joined by head coach Chris Victor. Man, it feels good to drop that interim tag. It's almost have to catch up to it, but thanks, Coach, for hopping on the show. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yep. You now have captured the WAC regular season title, first time in school history. It was Saturday that you guys went up and cut those nets. Talk to us about that feeling, what it felt like to climb up that ladder and cut down the nets.
Yeah, it was awesome. Anytime that you can record a first in this program with all the rich history and everything that's been accomplished here, it's awesome. So to have our regular season finish with that championship, and kind of we understood what was riding on that game. So to win that one and get it done on Saturday was great.
You guys have had a season that has been not necessarily up and down, but has been towards the top, but have been knocked down a couple times, but found yourself once again at a chance to win the WAC title. You did so. Talk to me about the resilience of this team to make sure they stayed in it despite a couple hiccups in the season. Yeah,
this team's tough. And through all the adversity that's been hit, whether it was the coaching change in the beginning, some tough losses throughout the season, extremely tough road trip to Grand Canyon and New Mexico State, they've responded right every time. And we've been able to keep improving every game, every week, which is what you want out of a team. And they're such a selfless team that's all about winning. It's allowed our ceiling for this season to be pretty high. So it's great for them to be rewarded with the championship at the end.
Interacting with you all season, you're a very humble guy. You know, you like to pass off, but congratulations on being nominated or not nominated. You are Coach of the Year in the Western Athletic Conference. So the first things first, I know you don't want to talk about that as much, but you have two players also selected to first team in Darion Tramiel and Cameron Tyson. Talk to me about, their impact on this team this season.
Yeah, Darion and Cam, both first team all conference. It's great for them to get the recognition. This is a loaded conference. It's a deep conference. So to have two guys on first team is pretty special. And then also Darion was recognized for his defensive capabilities this year, which he wasn't on the first team, all defensive team last year. So for coaches to start understanding how important he is for our defensive success, it's great for him to have that recognition as well.
And Tyson, I believe, was in the newcomer team as well. His transfer over from the University of Houston has been so big. His shooting has been huge and has been spotty at times, but really came on big in that last game to essentially seal it. Is that big for transfers to come in now that they see how much success they can have here in Seattle?
Yeah, we've had a lot of success with transfers at this program. I mean, I don't think as much as success as Cam has had this season. But, when we were recruiting him and he was talking about the opportunity to come here, winning a WAC championship was the reason he wanted to come back. Going to the NCAA tournament was the reason he wanted to come back. So for him to meet that first goal of bringing us to a WAC championship and then kind of a little bonus to be first team all conference, it's well-deserved.
You guys locked up with that win, a top 2 seed. Wasn't the first, but you still got that double bye. What's it like preparing as you guys head out for Vegas? Was it 4 possible teams you can face in that first game? What's it like preparing for a situation like that?
Yeah, we're trying to get organized, get all of our information together, all of our previous scouts, and just be prepared for whoever we do end up playing. So a lot of preparation started last night, and just with knowing who's in our bracket, having played all the opponents once or twice, we have some information earlier and just kind of getting prepared for that game Thursday, but when we find out who our opponent will be Friday night.
And going off that, the 4 teams that you could possibly face, you have played them all at least once and have beaten all of them. Does that add to it? Or, what type of situation does that, get in the mind of the team when, okay, we beat all these teams? Is that a confidence builder or is it more of just stay focused on what's ahead?
Yeah, I think so. The familiarity is a big piece. We haven't played Stephen F. or Abilene for a while though, and they've had some pretty big runs. Stephen F. Austin hasn't lost since we beat them last Climate Pledge, and Abilene's won a lot of games since our game when we played out there. So may not be the exact same team that we played the first time around, but just to get those two teams, that pressure, have a unique style of defense. It's good to get that game where you have a feel for it. You were involved in it. You played against that team once. So the second time around, we'll be a little more familiar with them.
So many great things have happened this season. You stepped in as the head coach 2 days before the season started, and everything just has seemed to be almost like a magic ride so far. But is there a moment so far in the regular season that stood out of being one that you really think is the top moment of that regular season?
Yeah, it's a great question. We've had so many big wins, close games, buzzer beaters. Just to me, it's been the excitement from our guys after that win on Saturday was awesome to see. They put a lot of work and time and sweat into this season, and their dedication to this program has been special. So to see their excitement, to see their appreciation for the reward that they've received, I think that was been the top spot this year.
The growth of the players under you being the head coach has, I mean, it seems like everybody from, the end of the bench to the starters, everybody has improved so much. But is there one player that, really feels like maybe hasn't had the recognition that you have seen improve so much over this season?
We've been playing 9 guys pretty regularly, and some are young. This is their first year playing college basketball. Some got a few minutes last year. But we have so many guys that I wish can get the recognition that they deserve. I think one of them, in my mind, is Riley Grigsby. Such an important piece of this program, and it's been a little up and down this year. But without Riley in our program, there's no way we achieve what we have this season. Emeka Udeni is kind of the heartbeat of this team, and not going to be your leading scorer most nights. Not going to be our go-to guy offensively, but everything he does for this team, from the locker room to practice to big moments in the games. Then you go Kobe Williamson, Brant, Kyrie's been huge off the bench for us this year. Our other 2 freshmen off the bench, Vasya and Victor. I mean, there's so many guys in this team that deserve recognition. But we're excited about the 2 guys that did get it today. But yeah, there's a lot of guys that have been awesome for us this season.
We know you're a busy guy and we want to get you out of here. But one last question, a little bit of a fun one. When we had Aaron on a little bit earlier, I think he was the second episode, I asked him a question of all the coaches that you guys were to play 21, who would win? And he said Steve would win. So I want to know from your perspective, that same question. Do you think Steve would win if all you coaches played to 21? Who would come out on top?
Oh, man, well, take me out of it. I'm definitely not winning it. We got a young staff, man. Coach Al, if he could still get out here, it'd be hard to stop. I know Pribs had a hell of a career. He's still playing. So Aaron and Steve are tight.
Yeah.
Steve's Aaron's guy, so I can see why.
I mean, it was a quick
Steve.
answer, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I can see that. But I don't know. Steve's good, but I don't know. Demo just finished playing. There's a lot of.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay,
we might even get that together because that would be interesting.
If you guys need a broadcast for that one, I'll call it out. All right, again, head coach, not interim, head coach Chris Victor. Thanks for stepping on, and coach of the year for stepping on here at the Redhawk Report, and good luck down in Vegas.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, coach.